crying. Like, I'm not gonna be this girl who cries on camera. Give me a second. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Natalie. I'm so glad you're here. So in today's video, first of all, we thank God that I'm even filming, because I have been trying to film for the past like 2 weeks and I just couldn't. I'll explain a little bit more in the video, but let's just thank God real quick for the fact that I'm in front of the camera. I'm filming a YouTube video for my YouTube channel. Oh my gosh, I'm like sweating. Okay, so in today's video, I kind of want to do a chit chat, sip coffee with you guys. Because this morning, I wasn't intending to film today, but this morning when I was in bed, just letting the thoughts flow through my mind or whatever, God began depositing in me some things pertaining to what I've been going through the past 2 weeks. So this video is going to be a little bit more on the transparent side, but I felt led to share it, and I know that I feel led to share it because I'm excited to share it. However, it is still nerve-wracking, so I'm gonna just do it and go as I'm led. So yeah, just a little chit chat. So I just recently moved to a new apartment, which I'm so grateful for, so thankful to God for, because he knew it was time. He knew it was time to a new space, and I'm really grateful to be here. But at the same time, I've been struggling a lot these past 2 weeks, and it's really hard. It has been hard to put it into words, because I'm the type of person where if I'm struggling, I don't want to, if I'm grateful for something, I don't want to override that with complaints and just saying things like, oh, I wish this, I wish that, when I am so grateful for where I am and stuff like that. But these past 2 weeks have been really rough. Like, I'm studying for a really big exam for medical. So if you guys don't know, I'm a third-year medical student. Entering to my 4th year, I'm studying for my STEP exam, which is a board exam you have to take for residency programs. So I've been studying for that for a while, and I also did a move, like I just mentioned, in the midst of it. So I was moving from where I was originally living an hour away to where I am now, going back and forth these past 2 weeks, and it's been really taxing. Like, moving is a hassle. So that's been really rough, but that's like surface level. The deeper level things is like my mind, my mental has been attacked. And I talked about this in a previous video where, you know, I know that I get attacked in my mind and just through my thoughts. So I'm always like, you know, placing every single thought under God's authority, under God's obedience. And this morning, it started off the same as the past 14 mornings. I mentioned this has been happening for the past 2 weeks, where honestly, I don't like to claim depression. I do not like to claim depression over my life, and depression is a major illness with specific characteristics in order to diagnose it. But I was experiencing depressive characteristics. For example, waking up in the morning was the hardest thing to do. I'm thinking, wow, I'm sweating underneath my boobs. Waking up in the morning for the past 2 weeks has been so difficult for me, and honestly, I can't really explain why now. Going to sleep was saddening. Like, I couldn't get out the bed, but yet when I thought about going to bed, I was upset about it, because I knew that I wouldn't feel rested. I knew that the sleep wouldn't be peaceful, the sleep wouldn't be restful for whatever reason. And besides that, I would wake up every day and just kind of be like, what am I doing? Like, all the work I'm putting in whatever way I'm putting it, like in whatever area of my life, whether it's, you know, self-development, with family problems, school, working, like all the things I'm putting so much effort in, it's not gonna go anywhere. Like, those are the thoughts going through my mind. It's not gonna go anywhere. You're wasting your time. You're wasting God's time. Like, that was a big one. And I was just like, no one wants to feel that. Like, there's one thing to waste my own time, but to waste the Lord's time, that's unacceptable. So I was going through that, and I was just going through the days, just like trying to get through the day and get back into the bed. And it was just so saddening when I would think about recording a video. I would just be like, but for what? For who? Who cares? Like, nothing you have to say matters. Like, yeah, you're in a new place, but you're still the same old Natalie. And so those are the thoughts going through my mind, and it was really debilitating. So this morning when I woke up, my normal for the past 2 weeks, which was to stay in bed and just stare at the ceiling like, I don't want to get out of bed. Like, I don't want to do life. I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I'm tired. Like, that, if I had to describe these past 2 weeks, it would just be, I'm tired, like mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I'm exhausted. Like, the physical exhaustion was from the constant moving. I was constantly moving, and then when I was done moving, I would go get ready to study. Like, I couldn't really rest from all the moving around I had to do because I have an exam to pass. Like, I had to study, so it was just constant moving. But then when my mental and my emotional, my spiritual started getting exhausted, that's when everything kind of like, I just kind of crashed. I was just like, I can't do this. Like, I could sleep, I could stay in this bed for days and not get out the bed. But I have to force myself to get out the bed because life still moves on. So this morning I was in the bed and I started thinking my normal thoughts, which were, don't get out of bed, like put the alarm on even longer, like whatever you have to do, there's not going to be no purpose in it, so just stay in the bed. And then God started depositing just some little gems into my heart. Things like this one thing that I heard very clearly when I finally did get out the bed was, it's crazy. It was, the enemy only has authority. So the enemy has as much authority as you give him. And when I heard that, I was like, ooh. Ooh. And then other things like, remember, you're in control. We are given the authority. We have authority over all things that God has. We have authority over all the things that God has assigned to us. So your work, your ministry, your purpose, your family, your kids, your husband, anything that God has assigned to you, he has also given you authority over. So the words that you speak over that very thing, you can move mountains because of the authority that the Lord has given you for that very thing. And so those type of thoughts are running to my mind, like, you're in control. This is your purpose. This is your career. This is what God has called you to do. This is your ministry. Like, not specifically talking about school, but just in general, whatever you have to wake up for, whatever it is you're waking up for, whether it's your purpose or ministry or calling, whatever it is, you have authority over that. So you're in control of that by God's grace. So I'm sitting in my bed letting these feelings control me. And the Lord said that's exactly what it is. They're just feeling. They have no hold. They have no truth. They have no say. And they damn sure don't have any authority over you taking that next step, over you doing that thing, over you walking in your calling, over you waking up and getting to work, over you waking up and caring for your kids. Whatever it is that has been a struggle for you, you have authority to say, no, God says this. And because he said that, I'm going to do this. Those feelings of inadequacy, of feeling like, just feeling like you're not good enough, or whatever you're doing is not going to amount to it. Why am I crying? Like, I'm not going to be this girl who cries on camera. Give me a second. Forget that happened. Forget that little moment just happened. But yeah, those feelings of inadequacy, of, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, there's no place for you, it's false. It's false. And you have the authority to be like, no, devil, you have no reign over here. There's no room for you over here. So what did I do this morning? I got up. I said, no, I'm not gonna let this take over. I got in my bed, hopped in the shower, did a little light makeup look, as you can see, and I'm going to move through those feelings. I'm going to walk through. I got up this morning and I'm like, you know what? And let me tell you, those feelings will not go away overnight. Those thoughts will not go away overnight. And it could be any thoughts, not pertaining to what I'm sharing, but any thoughts that are false and not of God, any of those thoughts, they're not going to go away overnight. But every single day, every single moment, you have to choose to not let those thoughts fester and formulate a false truth in your mind. So, what is the moral of this video? The authority is in you. I think that's going to be the title. The authority is in you by God's grace. And what I was doing the past 2 weeks, which is why it took 2 weeks to address it, if not longer, address it within myself and God, is I was trying to mask it because I felt so ashamed that I'm sitting here complaining when I have so much to be grateful for. Like, you don't understand what this new home means to me. Like, y'all don't even understand the half of it, and I won't go into it in this video. But I was telling myself, like, how dare you complain in the middle of this answered prayer? But the reality is, the Lord knows exactly what we're thinking. The Lord knows exactly what is going on in our hearts, in our mind, where we're struggling. He already knows. So you trying to hide it from him because you're ashamed of the guilt in complaining in the middle of an answered prayer, or complaining when God just, just things like that. Like, you complaining, your guilt over that complaint, you're fooling yourself, because God already knows. Like, he already knows. So why are we hiding it from him? And that's where intimacy comes in, where you know God as Father, but you also know him as friend, a confidant, someone you can go to and just start venting about your day. Like, I saw this TikTok video and it was like, y'all be thinking Christians be praying like, dear Lord, Heavenly Father, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. But really, I'd be like, Lord, check him before I have to. Like, prayer is real intimate and real, like a friend. Holy Spirit was given access to us wholeheartedly, for us to go to him for guidance, for him to be the compass of our lives, for him to be the direction of our lives. So when we are masking and hiding these things, it's like, God is probably like, baby girl, baby boy, I already know. Why are you trying to hide it from me when I already know? So I think that's something that I was reminded of this morning. Like, he already knows. Like, he already knows. So I hope this video encourages you to, well, I said a lot in this video. I hope this video was encouraging to you. If it was encouraging to you, please like this video. It helps make my channel. Subscribe to my channel so you can be notified for future videos. I'm feeling encouraged myself in sharing this, but also in just having that intimate moment with the Lord that I didn't even ask for. Let's put a pause on that. I didn't even ask for it, but he still showed up. But that's just God. I have a lot more videos in store, some lighthearted ones, of course, not, I don't even know why I was crying on camera, because I honestly be like, when I be seeing the videos when girls cry or people cry on camera, I'm like, why don't you turn the camera off and then start crying? But I get it. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for sticking around. I hope this message encouraged you. If it did, share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with whoever you feel led to share it with. Thank you guys for just journeying along with me in this YouTube channel. It's interesting because at first, when I began thinking about making my channel last year, it was strictly because I was encouraged by my friends, people who really knew how much beauty, makeup, skincare, all that stuff was like a passion for me. They were like, make a channel. I'm like, girl, I created no channel. Like, who will watch my videos? A year ago. And then when I made it this year, it was like, okay, that was the direction it was going. But I'm beginning to feel that God has more for this channel, and I was running away from it for a little bit, because I'm like, I don't want this to be too serious. But I also feel it in my heart, like, girl, stop running. Like, just do as you feel led, which is why I made this video, because I felt led to make the video. So that's just how it's gonna be. If I feel led to make a video on a serious topic like this, then I will. But also, another thing I didn't mention was, remember the words, remember those words in the Bible that have kept you thus far. Like, I am who you say I am. There's 3 verses actually that came to my mind this morning that I can't remember at this moment, but I'm gonna put it, like, I'm probably gonna write it in the screen for you to just go to, maybe meditate if you feel led. But that's what the verses in the Bible, the book of the Bible, it's also a book to guide our lives and to receive whatever it's supposed to receive, but it's also a book of warfare, if you really think about it. Like, the Lord gives us warfare tactics against the enemy in the Bible. So it's like, in the moments when we're going through warfare, let's use the word and attack it. The word is our sword. So let's attack it with the word of the Bible, because let me tell you, what God says is true. What God says is true, and no man can come against that. So it's like, when I speak over whatever thing is debilitating me, or whatever thing is warring with me, and I speak truth over that, that truth overrides everything. So that's even for myself. Like, it's not carnal prayers I need to be praying over the things that I'm being attacked on or whatever. It's specific war tactic prayers to come against whatever the enemy thinks he has in store. So I don't know how I just started rambling again. Thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and I will see you in my next video.